Hello and welcome back to another YouTube video. Now in this video, I'm going to be going over the steps I take when making ads for myself and for clients using AI, right? So you might be thinking, how often do I make ads for myself? You know, what that process looks like. If you're a beginner, this video is going to be for you especially. So I've asked ChatGPT to give me a kind of intro for this video. So when you're watching this, I don't want you just to focus on the ideogram prompts or the outcome of the video of the prompts themselves. I want you to actually ask, who's the ad speaking to, right? What problem are we calling out, and what solution are we actually providing people, right? And most importantly, above all else, why should someone stop scrolling and actually give a fuck, right? That is the number one, right? And as it says there, once you understand that concept, it brings a lot of accuracy into scope. It brings it into vision, right? Because you can actually understand what the process is, right? So let's go into a little bit of a prompt. So what I want you to do is open up ChatGPT. If you have the upgraded version of ChatGPT, I would highly recommend you start a project and just keep your prompt creation into one chat, right? The reason why I normally like to do this is because if you think about it, ChatGPT has a memory, and if you're, spreading your prompts across lots of different chats, he's not going to remember the rules you've created for him, right? Because he can remember the rules inside of projects and more specifically inside of chats. So if if you've got a rule of, call out target audience, pain point, solution, CTA, if that's your like framework in a chat, and then you try going into a new chat, he's probably not going to remember that, right? So that's why I always like to say keep it within one chat, right? Throughout the whole of your agency, right? Because ChatGPT will learn over time what it is you're looking for, and obviously as you're testing and improving your ads, ChatGPT is going to improve and test your ads alongside you, if that makes sense. So the framework that I normally like to go with. So, hey, GPT, I want you to create a ideogram prompt for my Zento. I am going into the e-com niche and need 5 new creatives. So this is the kind of way that I like to structure my prompts. I always tell him who it's for, why I'm doing it, and how many kind of creatives that I need. We will delve a little bit further into this. He normally likes to ask me a few questions, but I need 5 new creatives. My ICP is e-com stores, preferably Shopify owners. The reason being, Shopify is the one that I'm most familiar with, and it's the easiest to make alterations to, and as well a lot easier for the Metapixel to install. It's literally a couple buttons and then that's it. So preferably Shopify, and who are doing at least 50k plus, right? Now, the reason why I'm giving ChatGPT all of these little bits of information is because, number one, my ICP is people who have an e-com store, preferably Shopify, who are doing at least 50k per month, right? The reason why I'm looking for 50k per month store owners is because rather than just providing meta ads as a solution for them, I'm using what I like to call the power of 3, right? Which is meta ads, email marketing, and automation flows, right? So I'm, rather than just being the ads guy, I'm building complete marketing systems from scratch, or obviously improving on said systems, right? High ticket. So this is the reason why I'm making new creatives for this niche, is because The current ones I have, I feel like they bring in lower tiered, if that makes sense. Um, and as well, I might do some video ads for myself at a later date, which I will record a video on how to do those um, in the future. But let's keep going with this then. At least 50K per month with a team of maybe, two plus. I mean, obviously, it's not really a team, it's a partnership, but you don't want to, when doing like high ticket, in my opinion, if you're advertising for your own services and your messaging is put in such a way where it's almost attracting those startups or attracting those solo entrepreneurs, then it can lead to a waste in ad spend and an uptick in kind of cost per qualified call. So including with a team of maybe two plus, it just kind of refines it out even more, right? Because yes, while people would probably struggle to do 50K per month with just themselves, you never know, right? There's probably one or two badasses out there doing, 1 million a month just themselves, right? So, but that's a dime a dozen, right? It's not necessarily everyone. Um, Good rule of thumb: when they have a team, they're a bit more conscious of having steady revenue and looking to actually scale. Um, that leads me on to my next point, and looking to scale slash expand. Right now, that's my kind of ICP in a nutshell. My one thing that I found is, especially because we're going to go into Ideogram in just a second, a AI tool which actually creates creatives for you. What I found is less words normally tend to work the best, right? You don't want to be filling up a whole screen just on information about yourself or targeting. That's not something you want to do. You want to keep it short, brief, and kind of direct to the point. So let's tell ChatGPT that I need to create an ideogram prompt. I don't too many words on the creative, but main thing to mention is definitely call out target audience, right? You want to do this because if you just have, like, I don't know, business owners, are you looking to scale? Brother, everyone and their mum is a business owner, right? You don't want to be doing that. You want to be calling out, you know, e-com store owners. Is your Shopify store, still stuck in the mud or some shit, right? That was a bit shit, but you get the principle. You're right. You want to call out the specific person, right? The more specific, the better your ad will normally perform, right? If I say mums over 50 who have 4 children, that's very specific, and those people are going to be like, oh shit, that's me, right? They're going to associate themselves with that ad a lot easier than if I just said mums, right? It's still going to work, don't be wrong, but it's less personable. It's less like, oh shit, like that's me, right? Um, so just calling out the target audience, very specifically. That's not how you spell specifically. Very specifically, in terms of, let's just say Shopify store owners, right? Something like this. Let's just see what ChatGPT gives me just based on that. It could have been a better prompt, don't get me wrong, but just for the sake of this video, we're going to go with that. Let ChatGPT whirl away. Ah, dear. Hello, Georgina. Yeah, so creative one, okay. Clean background with sharp white and emerald text, large, bold, headline, fine. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. That might be still a little bit too wordy. We will try it. Yeah. Let's try prompt number one. So what we're going to do is we're going to come down to Ideogram. A really good tool, by the way. I highly recommend it. It's not free, but you do have to pay for it. It's like £8 a month. It's really not a lot, and it'll save you so much time, especially if you're not good at editing, like myself. Right, I'm not a particularly good designer. It saves me so much time. Right, so let's put in the prompt here. You obviously want it 9 by 16. This is the model variation. I normally just tend to stick it on 3.0, the latest version. There's no real reason to change that, in my opinion. You can add character. Obviously, characters being yourself, or so on and so forth. It also pick a style, depending on what you kind of want out of it. I tend to just normally let it do it by itself, right? The reason being is because if I just generate the prompt here, it's going to give me a lot more options than if I was to go in and do it all like, I want this and this and this. It's almost good to just let it do its thing, because then you can kind of see, okay, where do I want the changes? And as we can see here, it's looking okay. Let's go have a little bit closer look. Shopify store owners doing 50K plus per month, ready to scale. Learn more. Also, a very good thing to have is also a little bit of a CTA here, so learn more. Obviously, have that match your call to action button on the actual meta ads. So if you're doing like shop now instead of learn more, have shop now, for example, right? Shopify store owners doing 50 months. See, the only other issue with Ideogram, sometimes it likes to make up its own language. Little gooner there, bruv. But yeah, I mean, this absolutely fine. Not a problem. I like this one, and I think the first one as well. Was it that one? Yeah, these two are a bit mashed. Shopify store owners. I like that because it's actually got the logo of Shopify. Again, kind of calling them out. When people see that, they normally tend to be like, oh, right, okay, it's for Shopify. 50K per month, ready to scale properly, learn more. Yeah, I like that one. Shopify store owners, I can't really use that one. That one's a bit bland, in my opinion. There's no real, like, it's not really captivating. And that one. So let's download this one. Lovely. And this one. Perfect. Right, now let's go back to ChatGPT, because those prompts were really good. I quite like those, but let's try a different prompt and let's just see what it gets us. And again, just come back into Ideogram. Simply just come back in here and just wait for the prompt. And like I say, the reason why I tend to just let the AI do its thing is because it tends to know best, right? Well, I say that, but here we go. When it gets a bit more complex, like these ones, it can. Okay, I mean that's quite nice. Yeah, yeah. It can get a bit messy, right? It can like look slightly odd, but using this allows you to test much quicker, right? Because it's taking me all of what, 10 minutes, 13 minutes, probably even quicker if I was just to do this by myself and not recording a video. If I get 10 new creatives, I can test all of those creatives within a week, and then I found what kind of style works the best, and then I can use the same prompt as those ones for new prompts, right? And I can just keep refining it until I find a cost per acquisition or cost per book call, for example, that suits my budget, right? That suits my actual KPIs, right? So I think just based on it, this one is a little bit shit. This one's okay, but there's no real like, I don't know. I don't know. It's okay. That one's not too bad, but again, it's just the wording, right? This is the one thing that you've got to be kind of careful of. I don't know if I like these. We can always try them. I mean, don't be wrong. Like, it's always good to just see what happens. Shopify brands doing 50K per month. There's a better way to scale. Um, eh. I think this one's the only decent one because it's actually like it flows, if that makes sense. Like Shopify Chaos, blah 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 blah. CRO, I don't know what that is. Mail, ads, right? Again, it's something that we can test. It's not really my favorite because, yes, while it does a good job of calling out the Shopify brands and so on and so forth, it's not really clean. Like there's a lot going on. Um, this would have been nice if it looked a bit messier this side and was a bit cleaner this side, and if it was like a bit more relevant to what I'm actually offering, right? Because this means nothing, right? Um, but anyway, let's move on to the next prompt. Let's go to system diagram, Apple style. I'm intrigued to see this one. Like I say, Ideogram is a very good tool. You do have to purchase credits, don't get me wrong, but it's like £8 a month. I think I'm up for renewal in a couple of days, so I don't have to worry about 130. Okay, let's see these ones. Mm, mm, I don't even know what that is, mate. See, this is the problem, right? Sometimes it gets a bit confused, like this is just not usable, right? Let's hit generate again, see if it comes up with anything better. Just because if I put that on, it would just be a bit like. Although I like this, scaling past 50k per month requires a system. It's quite nice. Um, let's have a little look here. Again, not really. Yeah, can't really use that. Yeah, that's a bit shit. That's shit as well. Sometimes you will get things like this, right, where it just doesn't look right. But don't worry about it, right? You can just make more prompts and you can try it again and again. Like literally, this is the thing, right? If I was to go on Canva and try to do all of this manually, it would take me 4 hours, right? Whereas this, I can test the concept in 5 minutes, refine it over 10 minutes, and get it live in another 5 minutes. So I'm only spending 20 minutes and I've got, you know, 4 ads or 5 ads, right? Okay, this one looks okay. For Shopify teams doing 50k per month, let's scale this properly. Apply now. I kind of like that background, and that's okay. Can't use that one. Uh, Not really. That one's the only good one. Fuck it, let's test it. We'll try it. The reason why I'm just going rapid fire is because, as I'm sure many of you know, or maybe you don't, Facebook has definitely changed over the past couple of months. Rather than changing, a little bit of text here and there, you want drastic creative variation. So what that means is rather than just having, for example, on this one, rather than saying for Shopify teams doing 50k per month and changing the background to white, right? That would be a creative difference. Now we're going for new styles, for new messaging, for different kinds of ads, right? Rather than just simply tweaking one piece of the creative, we're having to change the whole creative, right? And testing lots and lots more ad creatives is definitely the way to go, in my opinion. Um, but yeah, okay. That one's a bit hard to read, although I do like that one. If it was just a bit clearer, that would have been lovely. Shopify store owners ready to scale 50k a month and growing. Scale with us. Yes. Yeah. Eh, that one's all right. Okay, well, let's go with this one, and we'll go with this one as well. I like this one. Probably the best. Um, but okay, let's have a bit of a recap. So if you go to my creations, you can see all the ones I've just created. So I think we had this one and this one, if I believe. I don't think. Oh, I think I downloaded that one, but that one's not worded correctly, which is a bit of a shame. And then we done this one, or was it this one? Not too sure. Um, we didn't have any of these, none of these, and then we had this one, and then this one and this one. So yeah, like I say, guys, it does require a bit of refining, right? And I'm not sitting here saying this is the solution to all of your creative problems, right? If you are running an agency and you do have clients, or you're thinking about advertising for yourself, this is definitely a tool to speed up your creative testing process. But in no way am I saying this should be your only method of ad creation, right? You should also be thinking about making ads, or going on Canva and making actual ads yourself. This is just specifically for if you're super busy and you just need creatives like right now. Is a great way to save you some time and to get some ads out literally the same day, every day, if you really wanted to, right? But yeah, I hope you did enjoy. If you had any questions on anything I've covered today, like the prompting or where to get ideogram or how to use it better, please do leave a comment down below. I will answer them. But yeah, other than that, I hope to see you in the next one, and I will speak to you soon.